Okay, hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the very first live show of our PGO Read Along. This is a collaboration with Ian Reads. Ian, hello, Ian.
Hi! First time,
We're
this
just going
is
to
my
wait
first
for
time.
some people, I hope, na mag-watch. So, yay! Basta ikaw ng one. Yeah, medyo
Ako ni
gidya
Man.
dito. Ikaw ng one. Sige lang, if walay mo na di fine. Walay mo na but sige, go.
Ano na ko ni Pas?
Anyway,
I-tweet
ha?
ko. I-tweet ko.
Oo. Imong i-share ang kuan. So, Ian and I are very excited for this read along because Ian, first, this is your first time reading the books or
Yeah,
not?
this is the first time that I read the Percy Jackson. I actually had the copies for like siguro mga 4 months na. I
Mm-mm.
I don't remember when I bought it. Pero like basta na to, post breakup ng mga books na gibili ko. Tapos um I started reading Percy Jackson last January. So, fresh pa talaga yung mga scenes na mga love ko na scenes, ganun.
Mm-mm. Um, for me, Percy Jackson, this is also my very first time reading it. I think ang one of the reasons as to why I've been avoiding reading Percy Jackson for a very long time is because I'm very loyal to the the Harry Potter fandom. And 'di
Same,
ba
same, same,
'di
same.
ba merong like
Or
ganyan
feud
before?
between the both,
Yes,
no?
you
Like
between
sa
the two fandoms.
fandoms,
So
like they
I
always
was very
compare.
loyal to Harry Potter, and it wasn't until recently that I decided to read the Percy Jackson series. So thank you so much, Ian, for giving this idea. Ian is actually the one who gave me this idea that we're going to do a read along for these books. So yeah. Anyway, okay. OMG, hello, hello, Kat. Hello. Nahiya ako kang Kat kasi 'di ba yesterday dapat yung live show natin and
Oo.
yeah, and
Tapos,
meron silang live show ngayong 7 PM, so please watch their live show later. Medyo ako na-sad kasi same day.
oo nga,
Yeah.
same day. Pero like,
But
buti na lang ibang time
anyway,
slots tayo.
meron kasi kaming events yesterday. Ian has intrams, meanwhile I have like a family something yesterday.
Like
So
last day jud sa
anyway,
last day ng intrams talaga namin yesterday, so
mm,
like I couldn't.
so anyway, hello everyone. So now we're going to start with the main event, I think, because
Start na ta?
I
Start na
have,
tayo?
huh?
Start
Unsa?
Mag-start na tayo?
Oh, start with that. Anyway, oh hello Emma, hello Kat, hello JR, hello. So we're going to start with the main event, somewhat of the live show, kasi Ian and I talked about this book earlier, and I have a lot of controversial opinions about the book that I think a lot of people will hate me for. So let's start first with the characters. Let's start slow. So let's start with Percy, I think. Percy
Sige, go.
Jackson.
Start ka. Ikaw start.
About Percy,
Ay,
what I
summarize
thought
mo na
about
lang muna
Percy,
yung ano.
yung book.
Oo.
Okay, ako talaga yung magsa-summarize ng
Oo,
book.
syempre. Channel mo.
Okay, so for me, this is like my summary for the book. Like the Percy Jackson and the Olympians, like the Lightning Thief, is all about this boy named Percy who just recently discovered that he's a half blood, meaning a demigod, a son of a god, an immortal. And he then went to the camp named Camp Half Blood because I think he was accused of stealing like the lightning bolt, which is like the power symbol of Zeus, and there he met Annabeth, and he discovered who Glover was, which is his supposedly friend, but somewhat pala his guide as well, and it went downhill from there. Yun na yung summary ko.
Actually,
Super,
actually yun na
di
yun
ba?
talaga.
Di ba? Like, super, super brief lang talaga na summary. So, yeah, after the summary, let's go to the proper talaga ng our live show. So, let's start with the characters, just like what I've mentioned. So, the characters are, let's start first with Percy. So, what do you think about Percy, Ian?
Hmm. Actually, Percy is someone that I really really like in a book kasi
Mm,
hindi siya masyadong like he doesn't really suffer with the main character syndrome, so to speak. Like he's not that annoying. He
mm,
knows how to think before doing things because we actually see him debate over his head what to do in a certain situation. That's why I really really love his character, and he's so charismatic. One of the best things that I can say about this book is Percy's humor. I really really love
mm,
his sass. Like parang ano ba scenes become funnier and more enjoyable when Percy's saying something sassy about a certain situation because I really really love Percy's humor. Like I can't imagine reading Percy Jackson without Percy being the narrator, and
mm,
I've heard na he's not the narrator sa spin-off series. So I don't know what
mm.
I will think about that one because I really really enjoy Percy as the narrator because he's so charming. At charming din kaayo siya.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed too. Percy is quite logical for a main character, which is very weird kasi most of the time, medyo bobo talaga yung main character.
Very true.
Medyo bobo talaga. What I liked about Percy is, even though like Annabeth is there, Annabeth is like really, really smart. Pero he doesn't really depend on Annabeth to make decisions. Like, I was surprised that Percy actually has brains. Kasi I have like I have seen characters that they need to like follow the other character, like yung brains of the group to do something. So I was really really surprised that Percy, and just like what I've mentioned, and just like what you have mentioned, Percy is also very charismatic. But I find it really weird that I find a little child charismatic kasi Percy is a child. So para sa akin is like, okay. Like, okay, you're a child, Percy, but you're
Yeah, like
smart.
there are times in the book na I wish he's older so that I could simp for him, but I
Yeah,
couldn't because like
yeah,
okay, this is an underage character, Ralph Shell. Wala lang
yeah.
and I ship him with a lot of people. So like yeah,
Mm-mm,
I keep I really need to remember that he's a child and I shouldn't
mm-mm.
sexualize him,
Yeah.
shipping him with other characters because I don't know, it's just really charismatic. I like that. I really really love that.
Mm-mm. Okay, I think that's it, no, for Percy. So let's go to Annabeth.
Sige, go. Ikaw first.
So Annabeth is, for me, such a queen for me personally. I think I really like the fact that she is book smart, but at the same time she has also has this sassy like personality which I really really enjoyed reading. Also, ang super sad ng background niya. Like I feel so sad for her when I heard about her dad and the background of her family kasi parang ang super super sad lang talaga ni Annabeth. And I really like na she is like a normal like twin ba yun? Kasi they were, how old were they in this? Like 11, 12?
Yeah, around that age.
Yeah, kasi she has
Oh
a
my god.
crush on Luke, diba?
11? 11? Oh my god. Tama,
Yeah.
oo,
Di ba she
11.
has a crush on Luke? And I think personally, when I was 11, I have like a crush on like older guys. So I can't really relate to Annabeth
Oh
being
no.
being like that.
And like Luke is like
Like, si
16, di
Luke,
ba? Here, ay, or 15. 16, 15, di ba si Luke dito?
mm, mm. Same, same Annabelle. But really can't blame her though because Luke is so anyway. So what do you think about Annabeth?
Yun, same thoughts about you. But what I really, really love about her is,
Mm,
like, she knows her place, kumbaga, as the side character. Kasi, di ba, hindi siya yung main character. So, like, the main character should do things like this and that. So, like, what she does is, she gives opinions about something to sa kay
mm,
Percy para, like, if she thinks na this will jeopardize something, she's going to say it to Percy, 'di ba? That's what I really really love about about Annabeth, because she's smart but she knows when to be smart. Kumbaga, like she doesn't
mm.
impose herself sa other people because she knows na oh my god, my voice is cracking. Akala ko ba tapos na ako sa puberty, my god. 20 na po ako. so so like Annabeth is she's a woman. Like at that
Yes.
age, she's oh my god, she's such a woman. I really really love
Mm-mm.
her. She's so smart. Mo siya Hermione sa
Yeah,
Harry Potter.
he did.
So,
Yeah.
I
But to
somehow
be
am
honest, I
scared
think the main
na
difference between Annabeth and Hermione is that Annabeth is her own person.
mm,
Personally for me. Kasi Hermione in Harry Potter seems to only have this one goal. And it is to help Harry and Ron to live. Because let's be real, kung wala si Hermione,
patay
dads
sila.
na yung
Yeah.
dalawa.
First
Kasi
book pa
medyo
lang patay na
stupid
sila.
talaga. But Annabeth is her own person. Kasi Percy is smart. So that's like a main difference between Harry Potter and Percy.
Mm,
Percy is somewhat impulsive but not really. Meanwhile,
mm,
Harry Potter is very impulsive.
I
So, ang
agree.
main difference nila is Hermione is like the mom talaga ng group nila. But
Mm.
Annabeth is her own person. She doesn't really like control the other members of their friend group or something.
I agree.
That's what I realized about Annabeth.
And grabe, ang cool lang ni Annabeth kasi you know she is going through a lot of things pero it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
really show good
Mm-hmm.
sa series unless they're going to talk about it. Dun lang siya
Mm-mm.
nag-break. But
Mm-mm.
sa normal situation, you see her as a really, really strong character.
Yeah, she is. Yun yung parang na-surprise ko rin at the same time. Kasi they were just kids. But I think she has matured a lot. Kasi yung experiences niya in life. I
Yeah,
think.
sa
Medyo
nangyari
noisy ba?
sa
Kasi meron
nangyari sa kanya
kasing
both sa
chop ng
mortal
trees dito.
world and sa demigod world, 'di ba?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Iyan, medyo noisy ba? Meron kasi nagcha-chop ng trees dito.
Okay lang man, okay lang.
Okay lang, okay.
Oo.
Okay, so yun lang yung story for Annabeth. Story for Annabeth.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
Look at the comments, God. What?
yeah.
Daily says,
Wait, ano yun? Oh, oops. Ay, oops, na-click. Joke lang.
what happened to Annabeth in the spin-off series? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, is she okay right now? Joke lang.
Bakit?
Anyway, so let's go to Grover. I think Grover. So what do you think about Grover?
Grover is one of the characters that made PGO a really, really uh, light book. Kumbaga, his
Hmm?
presence makes everything light and funny. Cause
Yeah.
just like Percy has sass and humor,
Mm,
but Grover has this ano ba tawag dyan? Side character kind of humor na
mm,
it makes everything light in a situation, and he also does like stupid impulsive things si Grover. So like that's really really funny because 'di ba, he's supposed to be the guardian of Percy, but a lot of times he relies on Percy.
Yes. Also, I think Grover is such a cinnamon roll for me. Yung kind of character na I just want to protect. Kasi super like soft and yung goal niya talaga in life is so like light. Yung parang ball of sun talaga si Grover.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wala siyang
yeah.
moments na parang naka-affect ng happiness ng character sa PJO. Like, he's always
Mm-mm.
there to lighten up the mood.
Hmm. Yun yung purpose ni Grover. But 'di ba umalis na siya sa like last part ng first book?
Oh my
Yeah,
God,
very common si Gerald.
Gerald commented, sorry sa Grover stans, pero feeling ko Percy and Annabeth. Yeah,
I
wala, ano
agree.
talaga, Grover, para siyang, salimpusa sa kanilang tatlo, actually.
Yeah,
Like,
I agree rin. Even though I love Grover, like, super soft niya, but I think Annabeth and Percy can live without him.
yeah.
So, which is,
But,
like,
but
a
I think
really
it's
bad
for
thing,
the
but,
emotional, talaga siya,
yeah.
for the emotional problems ng
Mm,
team, team.
mm. So, yeah. Okay, ano yung next, like, side character? Okay, let's talk about, kasi kanina pa tayo nagsisim sa kanya.
Let's
Okay,
talk
let's talk
about
about Luke.
Luke! Oh my God!
Luke!
I
Oh my
mean, like,
god, this is so
sige,
wrong. He's like
underage
16?
pa kasi si Luke, pero like,
Yeah.
willing naman
But
po
we're
akong
thinking about the
maghintay.
actor in the movie, di ba?
Willing
Mga
po akong maghintay, Luke. Like, when I first
oh.
read the first book in the PJO, I already
Mm-mm.
watched the movies beforehand,
Yes.
like both movies. So, I had a picture on what Luke is supposed to look. What Luke is supposed to
Yes.
look. So, like,
Yes, same.
parang, ang gwapo niya lang.
Mm. I agree. I agree. Super. Di ba same tayo ng experience? We have watched the movie first before we have read the
Mhm.
book. So, we have like the idea as to what is look, like yung face niya. So, parang nagsisim tayo over like the actor, not the character basically. But yeah, look as a person, ang super devious niya. Personally, oh my gosh. Personally. Yeah.
Ano
But ang sad
siya,
naman kasi.
kulang siya ng backstory.
Yeah.
Kumbaga,
I
like
think,
I want more screen time for him kasi I think he has a lot to offer when it comes to storytelling. Like I really
mm-mm.
think Luke has something in him. I still refuse that he's, you know,
Yan sa wala.
I still believe na siya, may puso pa rin siya, I swear.
Oh my god. Yan. Oh my gosh. Kalma lang, kalma.
Feel ko pag andun ako sa Camp Half-Blood, si Luke lang talaga ang susundan ko.
Oh my god.
Siya yung
Pero,
blonde surfer boy na very attractive, na alam mo yun, yung di masyado nagsasalita, tapos alam mo yung wala siyang maaambag sa buhay mo pero gusto mo siya. Ganon.
so you mean problematic, mysterious dudes yung gusto mo iyan?
Mm-mm. Yung sasaktan ako.
Okay. You're a sim for those kinds of boys pala. You
Ganon.
bet.
Joke lang.
Hindi yun joke.
I mean like, one half joke.
Pero yeah, I think yun lang yung ambag namin tong look. Kasi ang hoe namin.
Bawal ba tayo mag, dito? Mag spoil?
Okay lang kasi I think they have already read the books.
Yeah, I think so too.
So I think that's fine. Yung
So like, yeah,
nandito.
di ba? Yung nangyari na like, yun nga, reading the books prior to, watching the movies prior to reading the, parang look can shock and dominate you, pero you will find out later on na bully pala siya before and may psychopath. Yeah.
I
Tapos hindi mo pa alam kung bakit siya ganon. So like,
yeah.
magsistay ka pa rin kahit may psychopathic tendency siya kasi gusto mo malaman kung bakit siya ganon.
Yes. Problematic dudes talaga yung gusto ni Ian. Joke lang.
Pero like, alam mo yun yung na watch mo na yung movie. So like, I've actually
Mm,
watched the movie. So I know na he's the villain. But
mm.
gusto ko pa rin siya. Alam mo yun? Like, I've read the second and third book. Wala pa rin siyang backstory. Kaya gusto ko talaga na may backstory siya.
Mm.
Like, pwede ba? Can we ask, like, sino bang naka-read? Sa comment section, if you've read the Percy Jackson as a whole, meron ba siyang backstory? Kasi bibilisan ko pagbasa, swear.
Dahil lang kang
Para
look.
lang,
And dahil
just
kang
so I
look.
can reach that part of the series where Luke is telling his story. Because I still refuse to believe he's evil. Completely evil.
But I think Luke is just manipulated, di ba? By Kronos.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
first,
I
yeah.
think, and I think one of the many reasons as to why he's like that kasi because of Talia. Talia or Talia?
Talia. Feel ko
Yeah.
Talia.
Mm. But it doesn't really explain his character. I'm just like connecting the dots. Bakit siya nagkaganon? But I don't think it's that deep enough
Feel ko
for
hindi.
me.
Hindi.
Yeah.
Feel ko hindi. Pero like,
Unless kung may feeling siya sa yung
kay
anak
Talia.
ni Zeus. Oh, yun na yung parang I don't know.
Or, I don't know. Hindi ko din alam. Hindi din, I can't
Ayaw
say.
mo, ayaw mo, ayaw mo na may love interest
Like,
si
kahit
Zeus.
sa second and
Ayaw
third
mo.
book, hindi ko pa rin alam ang sagot dyan. So, like, I'm still
Mm-mm.
waiting.
Anyway, so yeah, after Luke, anong gusto mo pang characters na parang ito? Wala
Si ano,
na.
yung
Kasi,
bully na girl. What's her name?
sino? Clarice? Yung anak ni
Clarice.
Aris?
Yeah, si Clarice.
Clarice ba yun? Charis? I don't know. Basta yung anak
Clarice,
ni Aris?
Clarice. Oo.
Yeah. May, may big role ba siya sa second and third book? Wala.
Meron siya.
Meron. Okay. I still haven't read the second and third book. So, I really don't know if, ano yung, ano
Hindi
yan? Ano yung
masyadong,
ngiti mo?
hindi ganun
Parang may,
kalaki ang role niya. Pero like, annoying siya sa first book. Like, mainis ako sa kanya. I just hate bullies. Sure, kala mo naman hindi
same.
bully. Hindi bully before. Like, ano lang,
Dapat ang annoying ng character
seeing
niya, which I
someone
understand.
bully Percy, it doesn't sit right with me because we know na Percy is
Mm.
alone, wala siyang kakabit, 'di ba? Like, gosh, pwede ba? Give him
Give him a
space.
break.
Pwede ba? Like, kung ako siguro si Percy, tapos dun ako sa bathroom na scene, feel ko, I would drown myself for them na lang. Like, sige, wag niyo na ako hawakan. Ako na bahala sa akin.
But that is such a satisfying scene though for me.
Ah,
Yung parang shock. Yung anak
like,
pala ni Poseidon, bitch. I'm the son of
tapos may sinabi
Poseidon.
dun si, may sinabi si Percy doon na natawa talaga ako. Like, sassy talaga siya masyado.
Mm-mm.
I forgot. Pero next time, pag-usapan natin. I-highlight ko
Yes.
na next time yung mga ano.
Mm-mm. Okay, so I think that's all for the characters, no? Kasi I don't think the other characters have like a really huge impact para
Aris!
sa akin.
Pakalan
Aris
ha.
is like a god.
Yeah, he's a god,
God
pero like,
lang.
alam mo yung he doesn't deserve to be a god.
Yeah. But to be honest, yung yung when I was reading Greek mythology when I was younger, yun talaga yung imagination ko kang Ares. So parang yung when I read Ares as a character in the Percy Jackson series, I was like, yes, this is Ares. So parang wala lang sa akin,
Yeah, parang
ganun.
yun talaga siya.
Mm.
Like, I just
Yeah,
hate it.
and
I hate her.
recently I have been like looking up as to what is like the description of like yung Greeks before sa kanilang Greek god. And I think yun talaga yung face ni Ares. I think dun talaga nanggaling yung description ni Rick Riordan sa kanya sa parang anong description before. So I was not at all like shocked na parang red ang eyes niya kasi yun yung parang sinabi, 'di ba?
Mm-mm-mm.
So not at all surprised. Aries is Aries. Yun lang.
Ares is Ares, and I want him
Mhm.
dead. Ay,
Pero ang
by the
harot
way,
ha, si
may ano dito
Aphrodite
ba? May,
talaga
ay,
yung
oh my
girlfriend
gosh,
niya.
oh my gosh, wait, oh my gosh. Why did I say oh my gosh? Oh my gosh. Like,
Oh my,
an,
oh my God.
lumabas na ba sa first book si Apollo?
Wala pa.
Wala pa. Okay.
But, di ba, a lot of people like Apollo?
I like Apollo. I would
Yeah.
let him use me anytime he wants.
Yeah!
Like,
Yeah!
siya yung siya yung character sa PGO na na like super simping for Apollo Judd. So far ha, I don't know what happens in the fourth and fifth book, but like just love him so much.
Uy, wag mo ko i-spoil. Hindi ko pa
Yeah,
na-read
wala.
yung
Love ko
second and
lang
third
talaga siya.
book.
Wala siyang,
Yung,
actually, wala siyang importanteng ginawa sa book. Like, attractive lang talaga siya for me.
uy, pero di ba, like sa first book, may relationship si Ares at Aphrodite.
Tapos si Aphrodite,
Di ba,
kasal siya kay...
they are siblings?
Hindi ko alam, ano, basta yun siya. Basta meron,
I don't know. I'm not sure.
magkakasal sila.
Sweet Home Alabama.
Basta yun siya, oo.
Yeah, di ba? They're relatives. So parang, anyway, so yun lang yung comments namin for the characters, no?
Wait lang, sa mga comments dyan, saan kayo bakit sabi na Apollo Cabin represent, is there a site that I can take so that I know which cabin I belong to?
I think there is a quiz online. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Hindi ko pa nababasa yung PJO.
Ayoko
Oh
sa
my God,
Apollo
hindi ko yung
Cabin
family
kasi gusto ko
members
siya
ko.
maging husband. So like, ayoko doon. Ayoko maging anak niya.
Hmm.
Gusto ko maging partner ni Apollo. So siguro,
But
okay na ako sa Poseidon.
I want to be like Zeus cabin para drama.
Ako din siguro, pero ayoko kasi siya na character. Wala siyang sense of humor.
Hmm.
Like,
I just want the drama though to be like the daughter of like someone from the big three. Oh no, I don't think they're siblings, but they're relatives, 'di ba? Like si Aphrodite at si I don't know. I don't know.
hindi ko alam,
Or
basta malandi silang dalawa.
yeah, very. Anyway, let's go to the plot na, I think. So,
Sige.
'di ba one of our challenges for this like first read along is to compare the movie and the book. Should I
The movie.
say like my controversial opinion about
Ew, ew.
Ian
Go.
is going.
Tell everyone how bad your taste is.
I'm sorry. Okay, a lot of people would kill me for this, but oh no. Okay, for plot wise, Ian, yung face niya. Wait, I actually
Go
lo-
na!
Okay, I actually love the movie more than the book. Yeah, that's my controversial opinion. I actually enjoyed the movie more than the book. But to be fair though, I think I have read the book on a very, very wrong time. And kasi if I have read the PGO series when I was younger, I think I would have loved it. But since there is like a a fight between like the Harry Potter like fan base before and the PGO fan base. I think that's one of the many reasons to why I haven't read like the PGO before.
Yeah,
But
that
yes.
that was my reason also. Aside from not having the physical copies of the book, one of the main
Mhm.
reasons why I dodged every single chance I could to read PGO was because of the fan bases. Because there would
Mm-mm.
always be Twitter wars about the fans of Harry Potter and Percy, comparing both, like which is better. So, may personal vendetta ako sa PGO before. But,
Same.
um, I don't know, siguro I still live in the kid version of me because I really, really love PJO. So,
Mhm.
yeah. Or siguro you're so old na moon. Ew.
Boy, I'm 21. I'm only 21. I'm like how many years older than you?
1 year older than
Oh,
me.
'di ba? Kakatayin kita.
Like, feel ko, feel ko talaga very, ano pa ako, childish. Or siguro na-enjoy ko lang talaga ang story na wala masyadong problem. Because that's what I
Mm.
really love about middle grade books.
Mm.
It would take you somewhere far, far from
Mm.
problems. So, yeah, I really, really enjoyed the innocence of the whole, um, hindi man the whole series, kaya hindi ko pa natapos. But yeah, the innocence of the
Mm.
books. So I think that's what I really, really love about this,
PJ.
like the person, yeah, PJO.
Mm. Well, I think plot-wise, I find the plot to be intriguing. Kasi I think this is like the very first middle grade book that is about mythology, no?
Mm, 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 mm.
So I think I not think I find the plot of the book very intriguing and very fresh, to be honest. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I think I was looking for something deeper, something more adult. Kasi yun yung kasing binabasa ko ngayon na mga
Mm,
fantasy books.
yun ang
So,
preference mo now.
oh, I think parang nagka-clash na yung taste ko. Probably that's why I did not really enjoy reading like the first book. Probably it will change when I'm going to read like the other books of the series. But for me right now, I am looking for something more. I think this is the comments that I have found as well to like some fantasy like booktubers. Yung first time pa nila nag-read ng PJO ngayon when they were adults. Kasi they are so used in reading like heavy fantasy.
Mm, mm.
That's why when they read like PGO, it's like a middle grade book talaga.
Yeah, like
So,
it's like the surface of a fantasy
mm,
world. Like you're only touching the
yes.
surface. Like
Yeah,
there's
yung
more to it, and you want to
mm,
see more.
mm,
But the books offer like surface level kind of
mm.
story. Yeah, I completely understand that.
Uh, but at the same time, I really like Rick Riordan's like plot construction. Kasi from beginning to the end, it's really engaging. Like, yun
Mm,
yung na-notice ko sa books niya. For example, I have read like Magnus Chase, yung parang about sa Norse
mm, mm.
mythology, which I really find it. I have only read the first book of that series, but like enjoy talaga ako when I read that years ago. And also the Red Pyramid, yung Kane Chronicles. I
Yung
really, really enjoyed
Egyptian,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I have finished like that trilogy in just 2 days kasi I really enjoyed the writing. But I don't know why I haven't read PGO. Ay, yeah, meron di ay. Yung sinabi
Yeah.
natin kanina, oh my gosh,
Oo.
Bobs.
This
Mm.
is my first Rick Riordan book
Mm.
na nabasa ko. So like I'm really satisfied din. Like
I
sa
think,
first time.
yeah, okay. Also, I think one of the many reasons as to why I did not really enjoy PGO2 is because I have seen how Rick Riordan's writing changed. Like, yung Magnus kasi yung parang one of the newest
Later
books
books
during
yun na
that
ba yan, di
time. Yeah,
ba? Ang
later books
Magnus?
na siya. And I can see the difference in his writing in Magnus Chase and his writing in PGO. It's really different. Like, I can see in PGO that it's a very beginner type of writing when it comes to middle grade. It's good, it's good. I can see it's good. But I can also see that it's like the very first book of like a whole like world. 'Di ba? Like
Mm-mm.
you can see it. So yun
Yeah,
lang
yun
yung
yung
comment ko
napansin
for the
ko.
plot. Mm-mm. Ay also meron pala akong other comment. I was mildly confused as to what are their purpose, bakit sila pumunta sa yung specific places. For example, yung Lotus Casino, bakit sila pumasok doon?
Oo, oo.
Bakit sila
I have a
nakapunta sa
major
Emporium?
problem with
Yeah,
that.
also, yeah, that's one of the many reasons as well as to why I enjoyed the movie more. Kasi there is
Kasi
a
may
reason
purpose.
as to why they go there.
Mm,
Merong
mm.
structure,
Yeah.
merong reason as to why pumunta sila doon,
Mm.
which I really enjoyed in the movie kasi may sense. Sa book,
Like
medyo
sa
ako na-confuse.
mm, like
Mm.
sa books kay parang stopovers lang siya, 'di ba? Like
Mm.
along the way, like parang what's the point? Parang ganun.
Yeah, what's the point?
La,
Yun
I
yung
had a
parang,
major problem with the Lotus Casino
mm,
thing because I,
mm,
'di ba, they still have a few days to
mm,
reach somewhere. I forgot. Tapos suddenly it like 3 days, I think.
mm,
'Di ba? Three
three
days sila
days.
andoon
Mm.
or two.
I think it's 5. Basta
Five
several
ba?
days yun.
Basta matagal,
Mm,
'di ba? Tapos last day na
mm.
ng winter solstice or summer first day ng winter
Summer.
solstice.
Summer
Summer.
solstice.
Last day ng summer solstice. Tama ba?
Mm. Ah, sorry, naglag. Like, nagloading ako.
Yeah. So last day ng summer solstice, feel ko lang it was super. I get it na the author thought of a happening that would speed up everything. I just think
Mm-mm.
it was lazy writing, so to speak. You
For
get me?
me,
Like
yeah,
they could
wala
have
siyang
done so
structure
much.
masyado. Mm-mm.
Like siguro maybe if the plot was a few days shorter na lang, tas hindi nila
Mm-mm.
sinali yung parang nag-spend sila ng madaming days sa Lotus Casino. I just think that was so lazy for the plot to
Mm.
progress. Like a lazy way to make something.
Also, hindi ko na-gets as to why they were like in the Lotus Casino for days. Kasi in the movie, it's because of those flowers, di ba? Yung
Yung
kinakain
kain
nila.
nila.
Yeah, but in the book, I did not see anything like they were just addicted to a specific game,
Yeah,
ganun. And
feel ko sa ano yon sa place. Feel ko yung place mismo
yeah,
ang magical something
but
doon.
at the same time, sa movie kasi, there, di ba si Poseidon, parang Percy wake up, ganun. But like sa books, wala kasi yun eh. Parang ganun lang.
Oo, tapos like,
Yeah.
siguro, what made more sense sa movie was, nag-stop sila kain ng flower. That's why
Yeah,
nagulat
yeah.
sila, di ba? Tapos sa book, kay, parang na-realize ni Percy.
Yeah, parang ganun lang. Like, wala lang.
Oo.
Like, okay.
Like, if
Okay, you
the
realize it.
magic was around the place, dapat
Mm,
hindi yun maisip ni Percy. Ito na to,
mm.
search talaga ng is for MG. Anong MG girl? Ah, middle grade. Oh.
Middle
The kind
grade.
of books that you'd probably enjoy if you read it. Yeah,
Mm,
I agree. But for me, as an adult, quote unquote adult, um, I still really enjoyed it. Like the kid in
yeah.
me is very happy reading PGO. Pero
Yes.
yun din, yun talaga one of the major problems ko sa book na yun, yung Casino Lotus something. Parang ang tamad-tamad lang nun. That was such a lazy way to make the story progress and
Mm-mm.
like a few days. So like yeah. And one thing pa pala na hate ko sa book, kayong the way they would know which cabin they are on. Like
Yeah.
like my trident, right? Na parang
Yeah.
image of a trident sa head. Like, what in the Sims 2 is this? I really, really hated that. It didn't make any sense. Like, when I read that scene, I was like, oh my god, walang ibang way to know which cabin he is in? Like,
Yeah, like blood or ano ba? Like
like, di ba,
yung
like,
paglabas ng
if you
powers
think
ni
about the
Percy.
magic system of the Greek gods,
Mm.
paano nila yun gawin? It didn't make sense. Siguro, mas nice siguro if mag-glow lang ang
Yeah.
character or may mag-move sa cabin, ganyan good. Pero yun, parang ano to? Very Sims. Very Sims.
So I
Sims
think one
world.
of the major problems talaga no sa book is yung structuring. Maraming plot holes. Yun lang, no?
Madaming unnecessary things na, I mean, not unnecessary na it doesn't entertain people, but unnecessary to the plot itself.
Mm-mm.
No?
Oo. To be honest, reading the book, I also realized as to how, like, I don't know, I was sad that the movie was attacked that way. Kasi for me personally, uh, for me lang ha, the movie somewhat gave the book some justice. Personally lang for me. Kasi yung structure, Bel, wag ganyan! I think the characters were a little bit older lang than what they supposed to be.
But that's what I
Pero
love sa
when it
movie.
comes to structure, I really like it. Especially yung sa pearls. Yun lang, merong sense as to why it was like that.
I
Kasi sa book
agree.
eh,
I
sobrang
agree.
kalat eh.
Yeah,
Sobrang
agree ako
kalat.
dyan sa iyo, actually. Yeah. Yeah.
Structuring lang, not the characters. Kasi they are very old na sa sa movie. But yun lang.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. May mga
Mm-mm.
scenes talaga na, like, it didn't make sense. So, yeah. So, what are we
So
going to talk about next? Go.
I think yun lang yun sa plot. And we have already talked about the writing style. We love Rick Riordan's writing style
It's
kasi
very beginner friendly, the writing style.
really
If I'm
beginner
going to
friendly.
recommend something to newbies, like mga taong kakasimula lang magbasa, I would
Mm.
recommend PJO.
Or if you're a beginner in like the fantasy genre, I think this is a very good stepping stone
Yeah.
to read fantasy. Kasi
Mm-mm.
it's not that heavy. Hindi tulad sa, for example, like if you're going to give someone Game of Thrones,
Yeah, it
agad-agad,
would be super heavy.
I think they would not like it if they start that diretso talaga. Pero if they have started like, for example, Percy Jackson, I think it will be very easier. I don't know, Ian, you have read like the second and third. Ano yung comments?
Yun yun pa rin ang thoughts ko. May mga scenes talaga na very unnecessary for me.
Mm-mm. But
Pero it was
overall,
enjoyable nonetheless. So
mm,
I didn't really mind it. But if you're going to look at it in a reader's perspective where you've read a lot of books beforehand, you it I won't blame you if you're going to compare the book to other series na very detail, ay very yung attention to detail ng books na yon very good. For example, Harry
mm-mm,
Potter, although we don't support the author anymore, the story really is a really, really good plot, so to speak. Like,
mm,
every single thing that was written in Harry Potter in the first books were interconnected hanggang sa last. May mga,
mm,
like, ang mga scenes sa Harry Potter, it was, they were needed for the plot to progress.
mm.
Tapos dito sa PJO, parang, it was just there to entertain you.
Mm-mm.
Parang ganon. Like, they could have done other things, but, to make it more interesting, to make it more magical,
Mm.
Ricker then placed a lot of things in between para lang maka-entertain siya ng people. Yeah, that's what I think about it. Like, the unnecessary scenarios.
Mm. Okay. But I do hope the next books will be better somewhat. Kasi I really
Yeah,
hope
actually,
lang that the
actually,
plot will
it does
progress.
get better and better and
Okay.
better.
I will hold you on to that.
Yeah, because
Okay,
Apollo, oh my
so
god, my baby.
it's so weird kasi I have been seeing like witch talk videos in TikTok. Yung mga people na parang um they are very connected to the deities of like the Greek mythology. So yeah, it's so weird seeing you like this kasi sa part ng TikTok na yun, TikTok part, like they are very in love with Apollo as well. Kasi out
Mm.
of all the deities, siya daw yung pinaka supportive. I don't know. I don't know how they talk to the deities
Like,
though, but
so far kasi na ma-meet mo si Apollo sa second and third book
mm,
is he doesn't act the way gods act. So,
mm,
siguro somehow he is like magaan ang loob mo sa kanya kasi
yeah.
medyo ano siya, medyo teenager vibes si Apollo sa
So down to earth basically si Apollo.
not exact um down to
Hmm.
earth. I don't know. Maybe the way he treats other, like the way he treats mortals, it's not the same way it's not the same way that Ares treats other, or like mortals. So yeah, maybe at a point he's down to earth, pero medyo ano siya kasi, medyo loose siya sa other gods. Ang other
Hmm.
gods kasi very, you know,
Hindi siya
parang,
basically hindi siya
I'm a
ganoon
god.
ka.
Ganun.
Kasi si Aries, 'di ba, like God talaga siya. Yung
Oo.
description ko sa kanya is God siya. Kasi yung personality niya God. He's a Greek god.
Mm-mm.
Hades, Greek god talaga. Si
Mm-mm.
Zeus, Greek god talaga. Si Poseidon, Greek god. So basically si Apollo hindi ganoon ka
Mm-mm. Hindi
soft
ganon.
yung
Like,
pagka-god.
other gods, meron silang certain authority na parang
Mm.
di mo masyado silang ma-feel. Kay
Okay.
Apollo kasi
Yung
parang,
parang hindi ka masyadong connected sa kanila.
oo.
Kasi parang ang
Apollo's
layo.
very
Ganun.
likable.
Okay, I'm very excited. Like I would hold you onto that. If hindi talaga,
Yes.
I will like
I swear, if you won't like Apollo, let's
FO.
not continue this live stream.
Oh, ay, wag na. I think I will say that too kasi controversial yung opinion ko naman when it comes to movie and the book. So,
Oh
I
my
think that's
God. Oh, yun talaga. Sige, go next na next.
yeah. Anyway, so since we are already done with the plot and the writing style, I think let's go to our overall thoughts kasi we're almost an hour naman. So, ano
Sige.
yung overall thoughts mo, yung rating mo sa books? Sa
So,
book
I
pala,
don't
hindi
rate
sa books.
books anymore. Like, I stopped rating books years ago. Pero, yeah, overall thoughts about the first book in the Percy Jackson series is, I really, really loved it. For a middle
Mm.
grade book, it's a really, really well done first book. The world building was decent. Kasi hindi siya info dumpy kasi where we are learning about the world with Percy, because Percy also doesn't know that the world exists in the first place. So, maybe if you're, yeah, I agree with you on this. If I think other people who are the same age or older than us won't necessarily love this series kasi nga it's for middle grade. Like, hindi tayo yung target audience ng book. But for me personally, I really really loved it. because I'm a middle grade reader, Jud, ever since. Like I really really love middle grade books. So um siguro may mga times na ma-question mo yung story itself or mga scenes, pero like it's a really really well done first book, and I can't wait
Mm.
for you to read the second book because it definitely gets better and better. So yeah,
Mm.
if
Okay.
I'm going to rate it by stars, I would probably give it a 5 over 5.
5 stars. Okay.
Because I
Okay.
love it so
So
much.
my overall thoughts for the book. Um, I really enjoyed, despite my criticisms, I really enjoyed reading the book. I think Rick Riordan's writing is very engaging, just like what I mentioned. And I really, really enjoyed like the shots of humor in like every serious scene, which I really enjoyed. Kasi hindi ganoon masyado heavy. I really like that he has written it this way kasi I can totally see to as to how middle grade it was, as to how it really caters to the younger audience,
Mhm.
which I really really enjoy. However, just like what I've said, medyo magulo para sa akin yung book. Kasi they are really structures in the book na parang it doesn't make any sense. Bakit nakapunta sila doon? Bakit? Like, what is the main purpose as to why they traveled like that? Like, I know they are going to the east, but parang walang sense of direction, which I am looking for. I am very confused as to what road are they taking. Kasi they are either riding a bus, riding a train, or like just walking. So mainly I was confused to the whole point as to why they traveled like that. So overall, I rated this book 3 stars. Kasi even though I really enjoyed it, there are really some criticisms which I have seen. But also, just a point, I have read this in a time in my life where I have read a lot of fantasy na. So my level of like fantasy um like is somewhat different now when I was younger. But if I have read this when I was 10, 11, 12, 13, I think I would have loved it. But then again, it's impossible kasi I was very loyal to Harry Potter during that
Mhm.
time. So yeah, 3 stars sa akin, so 5 stars kang Ian. So
Mhm.
yun yung whole topic, whole like thoughts namin for the book. Also, yes, I think this is the end, no, of our live
Oh
show.
my god!
Kasi we have already reached like the last part of our live show. Also, the second book, which is the Percy Jackson and the Olympians, which is the Sea of Monsters, no,
Mm.
will be on Ian's channel next month.
Ay,
So
sa akin
I
na
hope,
ba? Sa akin
yeah,
ba?
oh sa'yo. Oh my gosh. Like alternate, diba?
Akala ko
You,
sa'yo, whole something.
no, alternate, uy.
Oh my gosh,
Di ba we have already talked
nakaka-pressure.
about this?
Kasi I've never done this before. Like, to all of you watching, 9 million people watching now. Um,
Yeah.
to all
I
of
have
you
my family
watching,
members watching, so hello.
this
Hi,
is actually my first time
mag-say ka
doing
na,
this, like live
mag-say ka ng
showing
hi and hello
solo.
sa mga auntie at uncles ko at mga cousins ko.
Hello! Nag-watch sila?
Oh, nandito sila! So,
Uy, kaula!
ikaw, ikaw lang, uy.
Hello po sa sa family ni Moon.
Anyway, so I think that's it, no? Okay, just like what we mentioned, the next live show will be on Ian's channel. We're
Mm.
going to post the details there. So yeah, thank you for watching our somewhat magulo na live show for the PGO like book 1, which is The Lightning Thief. Oh my gosh, it's a success. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope Ian and I are going to see you in the next one. Bye guys. Bye Ian. Pagbabay.
Bye!